John, how hard to take is that? They say losing on penalties is probably the most difficult way to go out of a cup competition. How's everyone feeling?
Well, it's a little bit flat, obviously, you know what I mean, but I couldn't have asked any more out the lads. Really proud of the performance, especially in the first half, how we went about it. When they made the changes, when they changed the formation, obviously a credit to us and how we went about it. So, we're proud of them all. Penalties are a lottery. Obviously, we were on the right end of that last season against Swindon, so we know them. They felt so. We feel similar now, but at the same time, as I said, I couldn't be proud of the lads. Because
you've been on the other side of it in recent memory, does that make it easier to be philosophical about it?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm philosophical about it. I just think I'm just saying how it is. So, you know, I know what you're saying type of thing, but I just think penalties are penalties. We have the feeling that we had last year, which was great. I just feel sorry for the lads. So at the end of the day is that, you know, fair play to Mansfield. They've come and done a job under the circumstances that they came, and we've lost the game on penalties. So again, in terms of looking at the game in detail, we can go, and you can talk about that if you want. We can go into that on Monday, but we've got a game Tuesday that we need to move on to quickly.
In terms of in front twice in the game, how much encouragement do you take from that? You mentioned the first half, but I think a spell in extra time as well where you took the lead. How much do you take from that?
Yeah, you've got to take a lot of credit. The lads have, you know, as I said, we've scored two very good goals. So, and then, you know, you think with going into the extra time and getting that one when you go 2-1 up, you think you can see it out. So, you know, I'd be nitpicking at things in terms of stopping crosses and defending your box and stuff like that, because they've done that within the game, within the minutes that they played. So, as I said, little bit sort of frustrating, but at the same time, you know, to take a League One side and an established League One team, and they are a good side, and Nigel, as I said, has got his team playing some really good stuff. I know he's had a couple of issues with players and stuff injury-wise, but our lads gave the really, really good account of themselves there.
Felt like a proper cup tie, even down to the horrendous weather. How difficult was it for your players out there at times? I think, particularly in extra time, both sets of players looked very tired and looked like the conditions were very difficult.
Yeah, they were very difficult. I mean, you know, when you're trying to control the ball, especially when the wind's coming sideways and swirling all over the place, the quality at times was very good from us, but it was really difficult for both teams. But I think we sort of, both sides had a right good go, and I think, as I said, first half I thought we were really, really good and good value, and I think if we took our chances, I think the game would have been slightly different. But you know, what can you do? You can just got to go again. We did in the second half. They asked a couple of more questions, but you know, at the end of the day, I said that we couldn't be proud enough for the players to push them all away, and then, as I said, lottery penalties.
Just on the actual penalties, goalkeepers love them, don't they? Because they're kind of in a no-lose situation. Do you have to just tip your hat to the quality of the Mansfield penalties in the end and give your guys credit for stepping up?
Yeah, you'd have to. So, you know, it's one of them. You'd have lads that want to take penalties. You'd have a plan in your head. So it means you knew, and we're asking lads, and then obviously they either say yeah or no. You do a list, and they're brave enough to take them. But then you'd have to give credit to the keeper. He's there to make the saves. He made some really good saves, and because ours were good penalties as well. There was no duff penalties, if you like, or you know, one missing the target. So he's made the saves. That's what he's there to do, and he's done it well. He's got them into the next round of the cup.
The three lads who had the penalties saved, is it just an arm round them and tell them it's kind of not down to them?
It's not. That's what the first thing I said. It's not. Because they're brave enough to step up, and you know, as I said, it's the keeper's made the saves he's made. So credit to him. Our lads will obviously learn from the experience, and we move on.
How difficult physically, obviously it's a squad game and you had to use the bench extensively as you're able to these days, with a game coming Tuesday night, just looking ahead to that, there's going to be some tired legs in there,
aren't definitely there? Well, that's the best thing that, you know, the opposition probably want was extra time penalties, if you like. That's coming that you're playing. So we'll recover right, the lads will do, and we'll go again. And as I said, we've got enough depth in the squad to possibly rotate. We've got to see how everyone feels tomorrow and Monday, and then, as I said, we'll put a plan in place for Harrogate.
I know Liam Coyle-Farren-Rawson was indicating that he needed to come off. Is that an injury? Was that just fatigue?
Fatigue, I'd say, Dan. I mean, we're not saying no. So Coyley's got a little bit of fatigue. Paddy had a bit of fatigue as well. Sean, you're looking after Sean. I mean, he keeps going and going and going. He never wants to come off. But you've got to look after him with one, you know, sort of in mind of the game Tuesday type of thing. But so we'll, as I said, we'll see what tomorrow brings, and we'll go again Monday.
And we talked a lot this season about performances versus outcomes, you know, results of games. Can you still take into a 2-game week momentum from what we've seen prior to the penalty shootout.
Well, you might as well have been in the dressing room then, Dan, because that's exactly what I said. So I said to them, you know, you can look at the bigger picture in terms of the 90 minutes and 120. We've kept a clean, well, not clean sheet, we've kept a League One side at bay. So I've just said to them, the unbeaten run has come down to penalties. I said, so in my mind there, and I said, the way you've gone about it has been outstanding. So, no credit to you all. It's gone now, so we have to move on, and you keep the momentum that we've had in the past month, and we take that forward.